Hello, welcome to the Remarkable Podcast. This month, we're doing a special series leading up to the Southeastern NPGA Expo in Nashville, talking with people who have a real pulse on where the propane industry is heading. And one thing we see working with propane companies across the country is this: there are a lot of good companies out there, but not all of them are getting the attention, trust, or recognition they deserve. And the ones that are, well, they're doing something different in how they show up, how they communicate, and how they build relationships. This is exactly the kind of conversation that matters. And that's why I'm excited to talk to Brian Kanaba from LP Gas Magazine. Brian, welcome to the show.
Steve, how are you? Thank you so much.
I am so good.
Well, good. We're doing well over here. Appreciate the opportunity to speak with you and get a chance just to kind of talk about the industry and all the good that's going on. So thank you so much.
So, Brian, for our listeners, tell us a little bit about you and LP
Absolutely.
Gas Magazine.
Steve, as we talked prior, before we hit the record button, I've been on the publication. I hate to say it out loud, Steve, but it's been 25 years. So seen a lot, the good, the bad, and the ugly, right? But yeah, it's been a long time. So we know the industry, we know the people, and very in tune with, PERC, NPGA, everything. So it's been a long time. Brian Richardson, he's been on our staff for 13 plus years. So we know it. We've seen a lot, and it's been fun. And now I know the reason why people stick around in the industry. It's just that great of an industry where people don't leave. Or if they leave, they become a consultant. Or if they leave, they stay in the industry somehow. Now I know why.
I totally agree. And that's the
Yeah.
same way I feel. I
Yeah.
haven't been in the propane industry as long as you have, but
Yeah,
it's a close-knit group of people.
100%. 100%. And trust is number one. And you treat people fine, and just like you do in your daily lives. That's just how it works in the industry, and it's been phenomenal. Can't complain for 1 second.
What are some trends or shifts that you think companies should really be paying attention to here in 2026?
Yeah, absolutely. See, I'll be more than happy to kind of go over different things, maybe like the industry pulse, what's going on in the industry, from new advances to the newer demands going on in the propane industry, the new generation coming in. But, to kind of, kick it off here, Steve, propane industry is healthy. From our perspective, it seems very healthy. Demand is still supported by heating, and exports and industrial use. But the biggest changes we're seeing and the happenings is in the digital operations, of all the propane marketers. Renewable propane, being adopted is big, and just the new markets like power generation and data centers. Now, power generation is not new, but it's kind of like, it's newer in terms of, I think the marketers kind of going, okay, let's go. So those are the things, kind of an overview of the things that we're seeing just right off the top of our heads that are making the industry continue to be healthy and really, really going strong. The pulse of the industry, Steve, is we see, the near term of the U.S. market. We're seeing the oversupply, which is nice, because we went in the 25, 26 winter season. Retail prices were generally kept in check, which is good, meaning it's a good, stable business, which has been phenomenal. But it's kind of the pulse right now, what's happening, just a kind of little overview of different things that we're seeing.
Boy, that's some great insight.
Yeah.
So when you think about, where do you see companies getting stuck or falling behind right now?
Stuck or falling behind, I think it's the same thing as we see all the time is, and again, I'm not a propane marketer, so I don't know how difficult their jobs are on a daily basis, and I'm sure it is. It's a very tough business, but it's accepting the things that are out there right now that will grow propane gallons. Home heating is number one. It always will be, but you need summer load. You need that load throughout the year. And that's kind of the same story every year, because you can't rely on winter season. The West Coast right now, this year, not as good as a winter as the Northeast and the Midwest. We got slammed this year. So what do? They didn't have that good of a winter. Boy, I hope I have some summer demand, whether it's propane generation or renewable propane, to just being more efficient in the winter season. Because if you become more efficient, you're going to be better off in the summer seasons. So it's just the adoption of all that, the adoption of autogas, the adoption of all that stuff that's there. But it's just like, let's go. Because a lot of people are just used to, like you and I, this is what we've always done all the time. And this is, but just like me and you, I changed the way I do my business too because I need to. I don't want to get in that lull where it's just kind of the same thing because then it just kind of eventually it's going to go like this. Adoption of all these things that are out there.
Sure.
There's so much there to grow gallons and to become more efficient. Just go grab it. That's why we go to the shows to find out a little bit more what's going on and talk to different marketers. What are you doing in your region? Oh my gosh, we should start looking into that. So we're seeing that change though. We're seeing the change.
It's slow, but yeah, we're seeing
Yeah,
the change.
yeah, it's slower in some areas than others. Technology, I think that's taken off a lot more than it ever has before. So it's just adoption, Steve. At the end of the day, just being willing to take that chance and get out of the norm. Get out of the norm.
So, from your perspective,
Mhm.
what makes a company worth paying attention to today?
What makes a company worth paying attention today? I would say being more efficient and being more customer service oriented.
Yep.
Everything. I don't care. You do anything in your life right now, customer service is not good at a lot of places. I don't care if you're going out to dinner. I don't care if you're calling your cable company for something. It's terrible. It's terrible. So customer service is so big, especially for propane marketers, because when they need something now. They
Yeah.
don't want to talk to whomever. So I think that is proven to be so, so big. I could tie that into like the newer generation coming in. Really, two groups that we really need to focus on is that younger customers and the younger workers, right? To
Mhm.
kind of help answer your question fully there. Because Perk did some research where, they highlight millennials are promising demographic because they value energy choice and they value environmental performance. Same thing with the propane marketers. They're valuing these newer individuals coming into their company to become more tech enabled and more appealing to customers. So there's a long answer, but it keeps coming back to the customers because if they're more tech enabled, the customers are looking for convenience. They're looking for
Yes.
transparency. They're looking for cleaner messaging. Check, check, check. And you bring the newer generation into your industry, combining with the customer being newer, boy, you got a nice little equation right there to really take your marketing company to a different level than we've ever had before. So long answer,
Uh,
but I try to pull it all
yeah.
together.
I need to publish that equation somewhere and give you credit because that was
Yeah.
a really good equation. I love that.
Well, thank you.
I want to get into something I know that's near and dear to your heart,
Yes.
and I know Beth really calls you up on this too. Is you're really good at paying attention to details,
Okay. Thank you.
things like follow ups,
Oh,
thank you
absolutely.
notes,
Mhm.
and how companies show up really personally. How much does that still matter in business today?
I preach it almost weekly, honestly.
Yeah.
And people are probably sick of me hearing about and talking about it, but it's just like anything. We purchased something a couple weeks ago and got a little thank you note in the mail of what we purchased. And I was like, that's
Mhm.
what we do. And to see somebody else doing it. And I just told my son, he's my youngest son, he's 23. I go, look, you go look at it and go, oh my gosh, because he's got his own business. I go, that goes a long way, bud. It keeps you, apart from your competition. It shows you cared. You took the time to
Yes.
handwrite something. You can email, and that's fine, and that works. But everybody can email, and it could be a copy paste email. Okay, I sold this person, just put his or her name in there, send. You got to throw a little something in there. So maybe you laughed about a joke with that person or something. Throw something in there. It's just gonna be a little more personal because that's what we need today. And everybody likes those types of things. I do. I'm assuming everybody else does. So I'm very big on touch points to our readers, to our
Yeah.
marketers, to our partners, just staying in touch and finding out what's going on. The moment we step away from that, we lose sight on what's happening with a propane marketer out there and the problems that they're facing.
Mhm.
We can only assume what they are, but if we don't talk to them and reach out, we don't know. And the more we do that, the better we can produce and provide the information to our industry. So very
Yeah.
important. Number one, all day long.
Yeah. Boy, those small notes, they make such a difference.
Huge.
Sometimes you think you write this small note and it's just a little piece of gratitude,
That's it.
but
Right.
gratitude is never small
No, no,
to the person that received it.
absolutely. 100%. 100%. So just staying in touch and making sure that they realize that we care and we really want to know what's going on because that's our job is to educate the propane industry the best we can. The only way we can do that is to stay active, see
Yep.
the people, talk to them, find out what's going on, do things like this. I can't wait to see the other people who you have on here so I can glean some information from them to make us better.
And some remarkable guests.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, good. Good. Looking forward to seeing it.
So, as we're heading into the Southeastern Expo, what should people be paying attention to this year?
Paying attention to, look at the new advances. We talked about it before. Don't be afraid of those. Don't be afraid to go outside the box. Stop at booths that you would never have stopped by before because you're kind of like, I'm not sure. Or maybe they stop kicking the tires about it. Just go find out. When you go, you may leave there going, man, I'm so glad I stopped at so-and-so's booth because I didn't realize that they can do that. And just don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Look at all the opportunities. And I'm just going to technology because if you go to the show 5 to 7 years ago, look at that exhibitor list, compared it to today, you're going to see a lot more technology companies on there than you did 5, 7 years ago. Why? I think marketers aren't kicking the tires anymore. Now they're really interested because they have to become more efficient. It's not even a flip of a coin now. You have to. Number one. Number two, some of these tech companies that are outside our industry, they do the same thing for other industries. They just need to tweak it for propane. Now they're looking in going, hey, I think they're ready now. So that's why you're seeing more. So my point is go visit those companies, whether it's tank monitoring, whether it's fleet routing, whether it's whatever efficiencies are going to make you better. Of course, go see all the other companies, your truck manufacturers and all those companies, but go to the show, have a goal to come out with like 3 or 4 things that you would love to do differently and find out who's out there to help you do it. Then you'll walk away from that show, I think, going, man, that was probably one of the best shows I've ever had.
Worth it.
Have a goal before you go in there. If you're going in just to walk up and down, that's fine. But when you leave, you're like, it was just another show. Come back with some stuff. Share it with your team. Get them excited to do something new. And then it's just a ripple effect after that.
So, what are you personally most interested in at the expo this year?
What am I interested in? I am interested in, honestly, the new generation coming in. As you've seen, or as we all seen, the industry's getting younger, right? The next generation is coming in. I like to see how they are progressing and what they are doing and seeing them at the booths and talking and getting involved in the industry, whether they're marketers or if they are exhibitors, because they are the next ones taking over, right? Brian Richardson, our editor, he started a feature several years back called Rising Leaders, because we see all this new generation coming in, but does the industry know who they are? So our job is to gather that information and introduce them to our industry. Hey, everybody, here are the new women and men taking over the industry, and introducing them, seeing what they're doing. Fast forward to today, Brian took that editorial and said, all right, now let's go back and say, where are they now? So where they were coming in to 3 or 4 years ago, where are they now? What are they doing? How have they moved the needle in the industry? Have they gone to DC for propane days? Have they done all those things? Because that's that next generation coming in, and we're seeing they're doing that. They're involved. You got NPGA starting Young Professionals Council. That's awesome. So again, long answer is seeing what they're doing and seeing how it's all coming together, because that's what's going to make the needle move in the propane industry from this point on, because they're the ones who are going to take the chances. They're the ones who are going to be more tech savvy. They're the ones who are going to be a little bit more vocal, because this is going to be their industry for a long time from now, until that next generation comes in. But we're seeing it all come in at one time, which is kind of cool. So that's one of the big things I'm looking at, is just seeing how they're reacting to the industry. What are they doing? And how are they moving the needle, not for their company, but the industry as a whole. So it'll be pretty exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the multi-generation, I think that's so unique in this industry.
Absolutely. 100%.
Second, third, fourth generation.
Yeah, exactly. And they've seen it all. They've seen it all. They said, hey, Dad or, Grandpa, why haven't we done this before? And they're like, well, it's because we've always run our business the same way we've always run it. And they're like, well, maybe it's time to change. And hopefully they'll hand that baton and give them that responsibility. Because sometimes it's still, well, I want to do it, but I got to run it by, Mom or Dad or something. But so it's curious to see them take the baton and just run with it. So yeah, very cool. Very cool.
Brian, if people want to see you at the expo, where can they find you?
Everywhere. we run around. We have a booth. We have a booth where we'll always have somebody there, from whether it's myself or our editorial team or our events coordinator or our president, Kevin Stoltman. We're North Coast Media. We're a publishing company. So LP Gas Magazine is just one of several different trade publications. But our group is just all propane. That's all we do. We're not on any other books. Kevin Stoltman, the reason I'm bringing that up, if you want to come and see him, how he knows how important this industry is. He comes to our
Mhm.
shows. He comes to our events because usually the top dog just goes, you just go do it. That's not how we work. He's involved and he's in the trenches just like we are. So come see him as well. Somebody will be in that booth. I'm out and about all over the place seeing different, partners in their booths, or Brian Richardson and the rest of our team are attending some meetings that are going on while the show is going on. So we're kind of
There's so much going on.
all over the place. But that's the good thing about, send us a text. Say, hey, can you meet at 3 o'clock at your booth or at our booth or wherever? So there'll be ways to find us, but check our booth first and then leave a message and somebody will text us, say, hey, Susie was looking for you and she wants to meet you here. And we'll do it. We'll do it. So we're all over.
Yeah, you're gonna be all over from Saturday through Tuesday.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And to
Yeah.
think it's less than a month away, that just
It's coming up in a few weeks, yeah.
blows my mind. Blows my mind.
Exciting.
Yeah, it's very exciting. We're excited. We're happy to see everybody. Again, like we said before, half the people you see, they're your friends now. How cool is that? What industry? There's not many industries that are like that. There's just not.
Yeah.
We're excited to go see them because they're your buddies. Let's go. So
Yeah, it's such a great network of people, a great
phenomenal.
industry.
Phenomenal.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, Brian, I appreciate you taking the time today. I love your perspective,
Sure.
especially as we head into the expo.
Absolutely.
And for those of you listening, if you're going to be in Nashville, this is exactly the kind of thing to think about. How
Right.
you show up, how you build relationships,
Absolutely.
and what makes your company worth paying attention to.
Absolutely.
We'll be at the show as well. And if
Yeah.
you want to talk through where you are and what you should be focusing on next, we'd love to
Mhm.
connect.
Right.
And Brian, make sure you find him at the event as well. He's got a great pulse
Yeah.
on what's happening in the industry.
Well, thank you. If I could just leave you with one thing, Stephen, I think this is kind of cool. Talking about the pulse of the industry, right? So there's kind of maybe 4 signals that we can all look for, all of us, is inventory levels in the propane industry, export capacity, renewable propane, and just the digital technology that's going out there. Again, it could be from anything from fleet routing to tank monitoring to whatever it is. But if those are all moving up together, the industry is modernizing than just surviving. So if those things all come together, we're just going to keep growing and growing and growing. But boy, if it comes up together as a whole, that's going to be pretty cool to see.
Modernizing rather than just surviving.
Yes. Yes,
Good
exactly.
luck.
Exactly. So I'll leave you with that one.
I love it. All right. We look forward to seeing you in Nashville.
Okay. You as well, bud. Take care.